Strait of Hormuz oil disruption and global energy market impact. Hello and welcome back to Discovery Learning Hub. Today we're diving into one of the most critical energy stories of 2026, the Strait of Hormuz oil disruption and what it means for the global energy market, oil prices, and even Africa's oil-producing nations. Let's get started. What is the Strait of Hormuz? The Strait of Hormuz is a narrow waterway between Iran and Oman, and it's absolutely vital to global energy. Before 2026, around 20 million barrels of oil per day, roughly 25% of all seaborne oil trade, flowed through this strait. Without it, there simply aren't enough alternative pipelines or routes to carry that much oil. That's what makes this region such a strategic choke point for global markets. What happened? Disruption in 2026. Earlier this year, ongoing conflicts involving Iran, the US, and Israel significantly reduced or shut down tanker traffic through the Strait of Hormuz. As a result, many shipments of crude oil were stopped or stranded, triggering what experts call one of the largest oil supply disruptions in modern history. Because so much oil couldn't move as usual, global supply tightened. Some analysts reported losses approaching 100 million barrels of supply each week. The strait remains closed. Global oil market impact. This disruption didn't just make headlines, it reshaped energy markets worldwide. Here's how. Oil prices jumped. With supply down sharply and demand still strong, prices climbed rapidly across global markets. Supply shortfall. The closure removed millions of barrels per day from circulation, reversing earlier global supply projections. Strategic reserves tapped. Many governments and energy bodies released emergency oil stocks to ease pressure. Even after these releases, experts warn that global oil supply could remain unbalanced for months, pushing markets into volatility and price spikes. Africa's opportunity, but also challenge. As the Strait of Hormuz remains constrained, African oil producers are stepping into the spotlight. Countries like Nigeria, Angola, and Algeria are preparing to fill some of the gaps. Nigeria has emerged as a net exporter of refined products, thanks in part to new refining capacity. Angola is expanding its refining infrastructure to increase output. Algeria continues to be a reliable source of crude oil for global buyers. These nations could, in theory, benefit economically from higher prices and demand for their oil products. But there's a flip side. Higher global fuel prices also raise costs for import-dependent African countries, putting pressure on consumers and economies already dealing with inflation. Wider economic effects. This isn't just about energy anymore. A prolonged disruption at Hormuz can cause far-reaching economic consequences. Higher transportation and manufacturing costs. Inflationary pressure on consumer goods. Tighter gas exports affecting industries and power sectors. Energy security concerns for nations heavily reliant on imported fuels. These ripple effects show that even a regional bottleneck can have global consequences. Is this a structural shift? Some analysts believe this crisis marks a structural reset for global energy markets, pushing countries to diversify energy sources, strengthen strategic reserves, build faster pipelines, and rethink how energy trade is secured and priced. That means the world may see lasting changes to how energy is traded, stored, and transported, even after the current disruption ends. What you need to know. To recap, the Strait of Hormuz is a major global energy pathway. Its disruption has shocked oil markets and pushed prices up. African oil producers are responding, and could benefit. But global consumers are feeling the economic impact. And we may be witnessing a long-term shift in how the world manages energy security. If you found this video insightful, hit that like button, subscribe, and tap the bell so you never miss an update from Discovery Learning Hub. Let me know in the comments. How do you think global energy markets will change after this crisis?